Well, good day, my friends. Yes, it's hot. I got pants on. So, this is a direct first cousin of my Stalwart. It's a vertical drive rototiller, right? There's the, well, can we see the pulleys inside there without breaking anything? Right in there. Okay, it's got new belts. Okay, my friend. This is what I've been working on. 1972. I can't remember this name. I've never seen one. Stalwart. Now it's got a Briggs engine on it, but it's really, really well made. If you look at it on the lower leg, it's got a big, huge, fat worm gear down there underneath a bunch of cast iron, and the tines are 1/4 of an inch thick. I'm a little nervous because it has been, oh, I'm sorry. This is coming off, but it's HAHN, HAHN and Stalwart. Sounds German. It sounds German too, doesn't it? So I think they're first cousins. But the thing that makes me nervous, we'll put you back up on the perch here, is this was sent over to a repair guy in town, and he changed the belts. And we don't know anything. We don't know if it runs. We don't know anything about this thing, right? But anyway, all he did was change the belts on the vertical drive, but he didn't get the engine running. Now for me, when I'm working on a piece of small engine equipment, I work from, the most important thing down to the little wire on the handle. And that's the last thing you do. So putting belts on before the engine run doesn't make sense to me, but it made sense to him. And then the customer waited, and this guy is not a customer, he is a friend of a friend. That's how I work things, right? So we're going to just jump right into this bad boy. We're not going to be gasiating around, eh? All right, it's a good plug now. It was gapped to 30 thousandths. And I took this little pin and I went right in there, and I got quite a bit of carbon right out of this section in here. Lots. So anyway, it's going to fire. Let's just stick her back in there with a little bit of go juice, just right in the hole. Eh? Right in the... Let's just pull the rope a little bit. Should have a little more reach. Okay, now that's going to go pop, 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 pop. So you can put this in the comments. Is a soda or a soft drink, do you call it a pop? Do you call it a soft drink? Do you call it a soda? What do you guys call them? The ignition is on, the unit is in neutral, so it shouldn't be that exciting, except it's going to make a little bit of noise, right? Come on. Hey, I never even choked it. But that lasted quite a long time. Let's get that air cleaner off of there. And we've got to open the door now. Because this rototiller needs oxygen to breathe. So do I. Gosh, I never even checked the oil. But, okay, this guy does the basics. You can just tell the owner loves the machine. It's got oil. The plug was good. Yeah, it's got oil. Should we have a quick peek at the gasoline? Tank's just on this side. Yeah, let's do that. He says it's been sitting for a few years, right? Kind of looks like the fluid where you've been working in the garden all day and you haven't had a drink of water for about 3 or 4 hours. But it might burn. Okay, cap's back on. and poured some Kickapoo Joy Juice down the hole. Wants to drink it. I should be using two-stroke heel. There's a little tiny bit of oil in it and it just smartens everything up. Okay. Are you guys getting any kind of a look at this? I'm trying to give you some angle, eh? Now I should move my wife's car out of here too. Here. And you are recording, right? Yeah, we'll just flip your lid up there so I can see. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, needs a little bit of love, but it actually runs. Isn't that something? I got to think what my next step is going to be. That gas is pretty ugly. That always makes me laugh. So I'm going to just change the fuel, and I might take that little tiny door off there. Do you see that little door? No, you don't. It's just a 4 or 5 horsepower Briggs-o-matic thingamajigger right there. There's your little door that takes the diaphragm for the Briggs. So it's going to be something simple. Why? It's just not, it runs, but not great, eh? So let's just go to step B, whatever the heck that's going to be. Welcome back. See, that didn't take any time at all, eh? Now I'm going to suck the gas out of this bad boy with my little gas sucker. Where did the big hose go? I like the big hose if we're not sucking oil. But I could be sucking slew water, right? Haven't you guys ever heard that statement? Hey, you're just sucking slew water. Alright. Push it right down. That's just slightly too big a shearing device. Okay, let's go to town. Okay, now I'm going to tilt it up one more. Come on. We're going to get the gas right out of that corner. It's good there was lots of gas in it. That'll mean that the tank's not that rusty, right? Alright, let's have a look at her. Let's just pour this out. See how bad it looks. I want to see if there's any dirt in it. Let's pour some into here. And the rest with the dirt into here. See how rusty the tank is. It's very good. Just a few flakes, not enough to wreck anything. Okay, so now what do we do with that boy? Do we try just new fuel and a spark plug? And I don't know. 1973. And the last one I did was a 71. But I don't have to do points. Let's get some fuel. See if it'll drink on its own. Oh, first thing I'm going to do, sorry my friends, I'm just going to coil up a rag, and shove it in there, drink up the last of that crappy fuel. Right? I mean, what the heck, eh? As long as you don't tear the rag up, you're good. Oh, there's quite a bit of gas left in it. I'm going to just squish it out here. Yes, I'm using my hands. Okay, Cliff, that's the gas that came out of it. There. I think I can see pure metal down at the bottom there now. Yep, she's dry as a bone. Where'd that come from? I guess a bone out in the desert or something, right? Okay, let's put some goat juice in there first of all. It's going to stay in there too, I think. $10 glurps, 11 glurps, about a half a tank. These are calibrated to a half a tank, by the way. This is actually a pretty nice little machine. It's got to drink a little. I'm going to help it out because everything's draining now, right? It's got new fuel. Okay, it needs a bit of an adjustment, and I think there is an adjustment on these, but I'm not 100% sure. Yes, there is. I think we're going to be able to get this running without any parts. Okay, adjustable screwing device. It's not starting because the mixture is just off. We're going to get it running. I think it needs just a tad bit more gas. I was doing. And I just gave it a quarter of a turn finally, a quarter of a turn out. Watch how it turns on, right there. That little tiny arm right there turns it off, right there. Okay, so it's running as good as an old machine can run. And all I did was clean the plug, which was probably causing it some grief, and put in some new fuel, and then adjusting that mixture setting out. I actually went a half a turn out, and that was too much, and it would hesitate upon acceleration. And then I went back, and I only went about an eighth of a turn out from where it was, just to give it a little tiny bit more oxygen to breathe. Yes, didn't need anything fancy. So now I'm going to just make sure it's running okay. I'm going to clean the air filter, and then I'm going to see if I can do something about those beautiful back wheels. Okay, I want you guys to remember that this unit is a 1973, right? Look at that, it's got an Allen key for a drain. This one feels a little bit loose, but it says 5/16, which is exactly what they would have used back then. So now we're going to change the oil. Alright, let's get that oil in there. Now, it should have removed most of it. Yeah, just making sure I don't burn myself on the muffler here. Yeah, and it was pretty clean to start with, so I don't have any problem using the oil remover thinger, the jigger. Okay. I'm going to put the air cleaner on. I'm going to clean up a little bit of a mess here, and then we're going to try and see if we can solve these back wheel issues. Okay, now I'm just going to check the oil in the leg. Strange place to get your oil checked. There we go. Now you can use, if you have them, pay attention now. That can be pretty boring when I'm trying to track something down. You know these weird sockets that you get, they don't seem to fit 6 or 12 point? These are an 8-point socket. And what they're for is for taking off these square bungs on legs and greasing, but mine only go up to 3/8, and this is a 1/2 inch. So I just use a wrench on them. But that's a good thing to know. I remember when I was a kid, Japanese stuff was cheap, and you got one of those in every Japanese socket set. That's what those are for. Now most of you guys know that, but there's going to be the odd guy that goes, well, for God's sake, I got 6 of those. Oh my goodness, look at that. We have, now I'm not going to push to find out what the water concentration is to grease in there, but it's full up. That's a pleasure. Well, grease has been checked in the leg. I call this the leg. It's a worm gear. Good? Isn't that sweet? So now I just have to figure out what I can do with these wheels. Okay, here's our problem to solve the wheels. The hole in the wheel is 5/8. The hole in the bracket is 1/2 inch. So I've got a nice little bushing in there. Do you see that? That nice little bushing. And I'm just going to tighten it up with a bolt that's 3/4 of an inch shorter than what was there. Because what was there was just flopping all over the place, as you can see there. Thanks. Ooh, got a bad light. Okay. Well, we're just a little bit pigeon-toed now, not like it was. Looks good. I had to put a bushing in both tires. Now we need a little air in each tire. Isn't that brilliant? Right there. So I'm gonna just tweak it so it doesn't catch. Okay, my friends, just for you guys, I had this bushing in here like that, and I wasn't happy with it, so I cut a new one, and it's 1/2 inch on the inside and 5/8 on the outside. Just slips in there like nothing, and the bolt, and we just bolted back on. The other one I just did. I just wasn't happy with it because the second one needed a shim, and I just could see that jamming up in there, like there to there. Right? So now I'm happy. I'll just throw a little oil on it and give Cliff a call. It runs great now. One other thing I did do was I labeled the control so you know where it is. There's off, choke, or off, slow, choke on. Right. Thank you. Whoop. Thank you.